And we are live. We want the gold, sucker. We want the gold, sucker.
It's always something. There we go. All right. So as I was saying, um, yeah, the NXT was going to the ladder match was pretty amazing. I definitely enjoyed it. Congrats to the Street Profits. Hopefully they'll be able to keep the hold of the title until at least until Summer or not SummerSlam. Well, definitely through SummerSlam. I'm hoping that they keep the belts, but up until War Games, I would like them to retain the belts up until then. But well, we'll see. We'll see where they end up landing. Um, the women's match. Oh my goodness. Io Shirai versus Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is just still top notch heel material. Amazing work in the ring. Her and Io Shirai, you could tell that they have chemistry and that they've had history and that they've done this in the past. Um, and I like how it translates. Like to me, this is the first time I've seen them actually have fisticuffs, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. My favorite part of the match would definitely have to be the ending when Io Shirai just kind of got upset and just took a kendo stick out um, to Shayna Baszler. It wasn't so much that it was a double turn; it was just more of a hey, I'm a little fed up with you. I'm fed up with you always cheating, lying, and stealing like you Eddie Guerrero. So I'm gonna take it out on you, and that's what I'm gonna do. Um, so yeah, so that was pretty amazing. I Where they go from here, I don't think that Io Shirai is out of the title picture. I do think that eventually she will be the one to take the belt away from Shayna Baszler. I think that there might be like a four, maybe a SummerSlam. We get like a four-way dance or something, and Io Shirai ends up taking the belt off of her. Or we could wait till War Games. There's not really a need to have Shayna drop the title right now. She's just such a great heel that it's not even really necessary. But what I'm hoping that happens, and some of our community members have alluded to me that Io Shirai has played a heel character and plays it very well, and I like to see that. Like I could see the shades in the ring that she could be, and I would definitely like to see that. Io Shirai is quickly becoming my favorite women's wrestler, very quickly. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm trying not to mark out on that. I know you guys hear it in my voice, but very versatile in the ring. Really great storytelling. I can't wait to see what she has next coming for her. So um, let's see what the next match was. I believe the next match that was on there was the Velveteen Dream versus uh, Prince Pretty, Tyler Black, not Tyler Black, Tyler Breeze. Uh, I'm so glad that Tyler Breeze is back in NXT. This is where he belongs. The main roster doesn't really deserve his greatness. I love the fact that like you could just tell how over he is, and it's just like night and day between what the main roster provides in terms of support versus what NXT and the hardcore wrestling fans do. So big ups to Tyler Breeze. Even though he was unsuccessful, it didn't really matter. The match itself was amazing. It was great. Both of them told a really good story inside of the ring. Um, I definitely hope to see more of them. I don't want to see them in a feud right now. I think that Tyler Breeze, uh, in his capacity right now, I think that would be good just to have him like in a not in a manager role, but more so as a mentor or enhancement role for other wrestlers. I think that that would be kind of ideal for him. Um, Not one of Velveteen's best matches. Definitely have seen better, but it was fun. And after the excitement for that first three matches, I think that we needed a downer, and this one provided a pretty good downer for us. So their characters are similar in very many aspects, so that's why you don't want to kind of do any type of overexposure. I would say that you wouldn't want to do any type of overexposure when it comes to them. So, and then last but not least, we saw the we saw undisputed errors. Adam Cole versus the NXT champion Johnny Gargano. And this match was nothing short but amazing. I want to say that it went about 20 minutes long or a little bit more. Uh, Great chemistry in the ring between these two. Um, the I didn't really have too much of a mark out moment per se in this particular match. It was more of just watching two great wrestlers do what they love to do and do it very, very well. So, kudos to them for putting that on. NXT just they have the right balance between character development and just in ring greatness. It's not overdoing it. You don't get too much from a gimmicky perspective. It's hard to believe at times that this is the same company as WWE. And a couple of weeks ago, I was alluding to what I think could potentially happen to NXT. Um, I, I think what's best for NXT is for it to become its own brand, separate away from WWE. And I don't know if Hunter would even have the ability to buy that portion of it out from WWE. But I really, I, I really think that with the way that the stock is going, with the way that the industry is shifting, if there was ever a time to strike it big for NXT to do something solo, I think now is the time to do it. Um, with Shane McMahon kind of taking a last hurrah of his character, which I've kind of predicted that I think this is the last iteration of Shane McMahon. I just feel like the writing is on the wall. Either WWE is going to be sold to somebody else, or Hunter's going to end up trying to split out NXT from WWE. But it's all speculation. And that's just kind of my thought process around it. But we'll see. Um, Not much for in terms of the main roster or the main roster is concerned. I had a hard time watching Raw. The only one I kind of knew, like, Goose had sent me a text message earlier before before Raw had actually started, and he was saying, "Do you think that Brock is going to cash in?" And I was like, "Why is everybody telling me Brock is going to cash in?" Because I had no idea that Brock was even going to be showing up on the actual roster itself. And apparently, there was an announcement on WWE.com that says that, hey, Brock has been forced to cash in his Money in the Bank. And I'm thinking to myself, come on, man. You got to be a little bit smarter than that. There's just no way that Brock Lesnar is going to end up cashing in his Money in the Bank on WWE's programming. Like, I don't see it happening at all. Like, not programming, but on Raw, this early with a pay-per-view looming. I felt like it was a clickbait. I thought that was all that served as clickbait to have people watch and interact just to make sure that the ratings were there. And ultimately, that's what it came out to be. That's exactly what it was. It was, throughout the night they kept teasing Brock coming. I think that, like, his music hit like 4 times when Seth Rollins was out there, and then during the last iteration, Brock came out. Paul had the Money in the briefcase, and Brock was just beating the hell out of Seth Rollins. And that was pretty much it. And then, he was saying, yeah, it's going to be Friday. It's going to be Friday that he's going to cash in. Which, again, I think this is just going to be more of a money grab. I don't think he's going to cash in on Friday on the Jeddah pay-per-view, which we will not be covering. Just, letting you guys know up front. You know how your boy feels about that. Um, but I just I don't know, man. I guess this is what they have to do to try to to get more people to watch the show, and that's unfortunate that it has to come to that. I still believe that he's going to end up cashing in on Kofi, and I think that he's going to cash in on Kofi closer to when the Fox deal happens. I think not ironically, but I think that makes the most sense. They have this big network that they're going to go to. What better way to open the show than with a cash in on your WWE champion? Um, I still think that Ronda's going to end up going to Fox as well, aka SmackDown, or making an appearance on SmackDown. So, we'll see with that. The other thing that I noticed is that I didn't hear the word wild card, but the show opened up with Roman Reigns and some SmackDown talent. I think officially we can say that the brand split is done. There's no such thing as a brand split anymore. We're going to see Roman Reigns on both shows. We may or may not see Kofi Kingston on both shows. We won't see Seth Rollins on both shows. But we'll see Becky Lynch on both shows. We'll see Charlotte on both shows. And that's just kind of the way it is, man. It is what it is, man. Rest in peace, brand split. One of the things that I didn't like about this this show, Raw specifically, was the Charlotte and Lacey Evans match. Now, you guys know how your boy feels about Charlotte Flair. I've always said it from the beginning that I don't think that she's one of the greatest wrestlers in the ring. When I think of greatness in the ring, it's not about how many titles that you have. To me, it's all about how you talk on the mic, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself, how you have your matches, whether you lead or you follow. And more importantly, and I hold this at a high bar, your ability to make your opponent look good in the ring. And I've been saying it and saying it and saying it, and everyone from Ben Goosen to Silky Mel to everyone in between, hits me up and says that I'm wrong. Charlotte cannot carry a match. I mean, I'm going to say it. She cannot carry a match. And I felt like she exposed herself in this match for what it was. And everyone's blaming Lacey. But from the opening bell, you could tell, one, they both did not have chemistry in the ring. But two, the eye test for me showed that Charlotte just didn't give two F's on this match at all. She didn't care at all about this match. I don't know if she was just in a bad mood because I think Lacey hit her with the right, but maybe had a little bit too much contact on it, and she didn't like it. But from the moment that Lacey laid that woman's right on her, that match was just complete garbage and trash. They wasn't wrestling. It looked like they were scuffling and rolling around in the dirt. It wasn't wrestling. They both seemed to be upset and frustrated with each other. It was bad. When they went to commercial, their first commercial break in this match, you could tell that someone's told them something, either to slow down or to keep their emotions in check. But you could definitely tell that before the match began, or before the commercial break and after the commercial break, the wrestling was much, much better. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm hoping this is not Charlotte burning out. I definitely respect her athleticism in the ring. personal opinion, I don't think she's the greatest, but I do respect her in the ring. I don't think that this match was Lacey's fault, at least not completely. But when you only have one dance partner and that dance partner is you, the match is definitely going to look sloppy. So that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it when it comes to that. But I hope that going forward, those two get to iron out their kinks and make for a better match. So, and then lastly, the Firefly Funhouse. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I had so much fun watching this. Like, so much fun watching this. This was throwback Billy Blanks style of yoga mixed in with a little infomercials. And I loved it. It was amazing. We got a new character, Huskus the pig, who I believe was, I think in NXT, Husky Harris was Bray Wyatt's character. So I think that was kind of like a throwback or something to that. But I loved it, man. I loved it getting in shape and how quick they came out with the Bray t-shirts, man. Though that it was funny because as soon as that thing ended, everybody was asking for the t-shirts, and Bray kind of posted it out like, here, t-shirts are here. Y'all want it? Come and get it. So I respect that hustle. I respect that hustle. I see you, Bray Wyatt. I see you. I see you. I also like the Vince McMahon with the horns. I thought that was pretty awesome too. I think that was pretty funny as well. I'm loving this fun house. It's kind of reminiscent of the Fashion Files in terms of like the entertainment value piece of it, and I love it. I'm still interested to see how this translates in the ring. I am hoping that the Bray doesn't make an appearance at Saudi's show, and I'm hoping that I think that the next pay-per-view is called Stomping Ground or something like that. I'm hoping that he makes his in-ring debut there. Now the question is, who exactly is he going to face? And I definitely don't know the answer to that. With the way that Aleister Black's character is, he could make that appearance there, but you don't want either of these characters to take an L. It's too soon in both of their character developments that they take an L. So I don't know who I would put them out with, man. Yeah, it'll be interesting. They'll figure it out. They've been doing a pretty good job with him, and we'll kind of see how they go from there. From a SmackDown perspective, SmackDown was just SmackDown. I can't say that it was better or worse than Raw. I will say that I am enjoying the 24-hour title. And I know some people bitch and complain about it because they feel like it's a joke title. But honestly, like from a creative standpoint, like it's the only title that it's around someone that we like, that is funny. He's elevating other people as well. We're seeing people that we normally don't see on TV, which is pretty great. And it's something that's new. Like it's like we always say that we don't like to face people having the title because the entertainment value is in the chase. But in this case, we're the ones that are chasing the title by watching it and being entertained on what R-Truth will do next and stuff. So kudos to R-Truth for keeping this thing alive. You guys might not like the title, but I am thoroughly enjoying the title itself. I like the fact that we're seeing title changes on golf courses and in airplanes and things of that nature. I think that just brings an element to it that we need. I mean, as simple as that. I like it. And then you can't sit here and tell me that this title is worth less than when Brock Lesnar had the Universal title on his shoulder. I'm just saying. Y'all think about it. SmackDown. I mean, like I said, there's not too much going on with SmackDown. I don't know what they're doing with the women's division or the tag team division for that. I'm hoping that they're like in rebuilding mode right now because it's just kind of awful. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Hopefully next week will be good in terms of that. So aside from WWE, I did have a chance to sit down and watch the Casino Royale from Double or Nothing. I didn't have a chance to actually watch that, and kudos to AEW for putting that together. I thought that from beginning to end that match was just amazing. I know Silky didn't like it, but I did, man. One, it gave an opportunity for us to be able to see each one of these characters and how they'll fit in it. I don't think that everyone in itself will actually be on the main roster or be a regular, but I did like it, man. MJF, Maxwell Jeffrey Friedman, I think is how his name was pronounced. That dude's a star. That dude's got star written all over him. He's one of the best heels that I have seen in a very, very long time, man. And it's gonna be so interesting to see him grow. I think he's like 23 years old, but man, his mannerisms in the ring and his ability to gain heat, I like it, man. This dude, he's gonna remind me of the guy who just like back in the early or the late, well, early 80s and or 90s, the heat that or the heel wrestler who just had that heel gimmick 24/7. That's what I see MJF as, man. Like I go and see him and get an autograph, and he's just a total douche to me, and that's okay, man. I like that. I like that. I did. Silky said it himself. Jungle Boy. I did enjoy Jungle Boy. I liked that his hair was just kind of like Tarzanish, and he was like skinny, and but he moved very well. The Luchasaurus. At first, I didn't like the Luchasaurus, man, but when he took out oh my god, what was his name? But he hit this massive. It was either a choke slam or I think it was a power bomb outside the ring. Janela, that's his name. He hit Janela with the power bomb on a table outside the ring, and oh my gosh, I about died, man. I rewound that like 3 or 4 times just to watch, and I was like, yo, this dude is like dead. Like he's either selling extremely well or this dude is completely dead. Um, so yeah, that was pretty crazy. Um, and then Adam Page, I've never seen Adam Page wrestle. This is actually my first time seeing him, and I was telling a friend at work that like Adam Page reminds me of a young Sting, in the sense that like he is the guy that you're gonna want to build your organization around. He's got the charisma, he's got the it factor. I can see like Page and MJF just like those two are going to be like yin and yang throughout the iteration of AEW, and I think that's gonna be, I think that's great. I really do. He's he's got it, man. He's got it. It's gonna be so interesting to watch, 10 years from now where these guys are, and how these guys have contributed to the match. The concept of the castle or the Casino Royale was pretty interesting too. So, Casino Royale is basically a glorified Royal Rumble, but the way that they have it is they've they break they bring people out like 4 or 5 at a time. Like they put them in groups, based off of card suits. So your hearts, your hearts, your diamonds, your spades, and your hearts, diamonds, spades, and clovers. So every 3 minutes, they pick a suit, and if you belong to that suit, then you go down to the ring. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the very last one is like your surprise person who's basically the Joker. So that was an interesting concept. Like I at first I was like a little confused, and I was like, man, this is pretty awesome, man. This is the first time I've actually seen a Casino Royale, and I enjoyed it, man. So big ups to them on that. I can't wait to see their next pay-per-view coming up. I think that they're, as many people were excited we're excited for AEW. We really are. Want nothing more for them to succeed. You can definitely tell that they are distancing themselves in terms of what their particular product is. The inclusion for everyone is truly an inclusion for everyone. You've seen, I saw an amputee guy out there wrestling, which I thought was pretty cool. Saw, a kid out there. He looked like he was 17 or 18 years old. 130 pounds soaking wet. Out there wrestling. You had big guys, you had small guys. You had, you had all types of characters out there, man, and you just can tell that these people just have a passion for wrestling, which is really what, at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is that we're looking for. So, but yeah, keep up the good work there. New Japan had a pay-per-view yesterday or the day before yesterday. I didn't get to see it, but I did get to see the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. And yeah, so not going to go into too much details. I don't feel like I'm qualified because I didn't fully watch it, but I will say that it was, from the clips that I seen, it was a pretty good match. Dean Ambrose. I probably can't say that anymore. I can't say Dean Ambrose anymore. Jon Moxley took on the Juice Robinson for the championship, and Juice, he shaved the dreads, man. Shaved the dreads off, man. It looks pretty tight, but he shaved the dreads off, which was pretty interesting. That was kind of like his big reveal. Definitely looked like he was not happy to be facing Jon Moxley. But those two have such great chemistry in the ring. Nothing but respect for them. The main takeaway that I have here is that Jon Moxley used the Dirty Deeds, the modified Dirty Deeds. Remember, the original Dirty Deeds was when he had him in a headlock and he would plant him forward. And then the modified DDT that WWE made him do was basically the underarm hook DDT going back. So he hit the modified Dirty Deeds, and Juice got up. So I thought that was pretty interesting because from a psychological standpoint, I'm thinking, yo, like, this move isn't enough to put people away, so I need to come up with something completely different. And his nickname, Jon Moxley's nickname, at least in NJPW, is NJPW is the Death Rider. I think is that Death Rider Jon Moxley, and his new move is called the Death Rider, which is basically an inverted version of the original Dirty Deeds. So instead of planting him in a bulldog, he basically pulls him up like a suplex and then brings him down, spikes him down on the ground. And damn, Juice took that like a champ. He took that like a champ. Man, that was pretty amazing. To me, that was a statement. I was saying that, hey, I'm a professional. I know exactly how to do moves without hurting people. This move is high impact. It's better than the Dirty Deeds. It's the Death Driver. I'll get the name right, I promise. It's the Death Rider, and this is how you get it done. So yes, Jon Moxley. I'm sad. I'm down, man. I am sold on Jon Moxley. Crazy to see him in shorts and with knee pads. That took me by surprise completely because I have never seen him do that, or I've never seen him wrestle like that. It's always been in jeans or combat boots and combat shorts or BDUs and stuff. So, yeah, definitely good things coming. Wrestling's on a good path right now. WWE's, I don't think that we're going to see much of a change from them until we get closer to the Fox split. NXT's in a good shape, but we'll see. So I wanted to just want to kind of give you guys an update on a few things here. So tomorrow I'm gonna go see Dark Phoenix, and I'm a little upset. A little upset, man. The critics came out on Tuesday, said the movie is pretty much trash, and I was getting to think to myself, like the people who are reviewing this, like, were they really along the ride for the whole X series, like we were? Uh, not just talk about X1, but like X-Men the animated series and things like that. Like, do they know what bad is versus what good is? I don't know. I don't take much stock in what the critics say. To me, I feel like I'm st- I think that they in it for a reason. I think some critics out there that are outspoken are career people who just trash movies because they don't like it. And I'm hoping that that's the case with Dark Phoenix, but we'll see. I'm definitely gonna go see that, and I'll let you guys know how it comes out. I'll give you guys the honest take. If I say it's bad, I'll tell you that it's bad. Avengers 2 was terrible. I mean, I still liked it, but it was terrible, and I will tell you that it was terrible. Um, so if Dark Phoenix is terrible, I'll let you guys know. Now, I don't agree that Days of Future Past was terrible. I think that people didn't like it because it rewrote X3. I get that, but if you're gonna go forward with a Dark Phoenix, which I think that was their overarching arc, then you gotta fix what happened in X3. Jean Grey can't be dead in X3 if you're gonna bring out the Phoenix now, because remember in X3 they had that scene where Charles and Magneto like helped suppress her memories, or at a young age, because they saw that she had all this power within her. So, well, we'll see. I got high hopes, man. I got high hopes. Big ups to Lucifer fans. We got season 5 of Lucifer coming out, which I'm sad to say that it is going to be the last season. So all I say is Netflix, I'll make sure it's more than 10 episodes long. Can't handle it if it's less than 10 episodes long. Stadia has today they came out with an official announcement with some pricing on their controllers. And for those who don't know, Stadia is Google's new gaming platform. The way that it's different is it doesn't center itself around any given console. It's really meant so that you can use either any controller or their own controllers and access all games, all AAA titles and all video games using their cloud infrastructure. So essentially, you're basically casting it to your television or playing it on your tablet using just a controller, which, Goose and I had talked about this a couple months back, and definitely excited for it. They came out with a price point for the Founders Edition, but didn't give us a real price point on what it would be if we're just trying to play the games. So the Founder Edition is supposed to give you 3 months of the service itself, 3 months of the service itself, a controller, and the ability to give 3 months to someone else for about $129. And it's on pre-order right now. I believe it's supposed to be coming out sometime in September-ish. But that's kind of where that piece of it is. But they specifically did not mention what the price would be monthly for the service. So I'm a little concerned because I'm thinking to myself, I pay quarterly for PlayStation Network, and I pay monthly for PSN, and if all I'm paying for is to be able to stream, like the ability to stream, but I have to still go and buy the games itself. Like, I don't want to be paying more than $5 for the game itself, or I mean, for the service itself. I do think that there is value in the service, but I can't see myself paying like I literally can't see myself paying $10 a month for streaming access and still have to go out and purchase the games itself. So it's going to be interesting to figure out how it all comes out into to play. But I am excited that they've got the 60 frames per second, even on like the lowest devices. You're going to be able to stream it in 1080p, eventually 4K, and maybe 8K in a couple of years or so. The controller itself, I believe, is going to be around $70 if you want to get their controller. But again, during the developers conference, they did say that you'd be able to use your own PlayStation or Xbox controller with the use of a USB cable. So there's that. You will be able, if you get the Founders Edition, you will be able to get like a copy of Destiny 2 with all of the downloadable content prior to their new installment, which I believe is called Shadow Keep. So there's that. The only games that we know that are coming out for it is Assassin's Creed, Doom, Eternal, and the new Tomb Raider. We might actually get Final Fantasy 15, but I have to double check on that for you guys. But all in all, I think they even mentioned Mortal Kombat. So I think we might even get Mortal Kombat 11 on it as well. So all in all, I like it, but there's still so many unknowns from a pricing perspective that I gotta figure this thing out. I do know that if the service itself is $3.99, $5.99 to $3.99 to $5.99, I don't think. I think that it's going to cause a pretty big disruption in the gaming industries, at least from a console perspective. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. So, but yeah, that's it for me, guys. Appreciate you coming in, and for everyone who came out, Goose and Silky Mel, thank you so much for supporting. You guys are always awesome as normal. You want to support your boy here at IRWP. It's so weird to say that now. Hopefully we'll get that changed pretty soon. Don't forget to hit us up at Patreon, patreon.com/IRWP. It's Real Wrestling Podcast, all spelled out, on Instagram, Twitter at Real WrestleCast on Twitter. And that's pretty much all of our credentials there. So go ahead and check us out. Let us know how things are. What you guys want to see, what you guys want to talk about. Next week, I do plan on doing a deep dive into Orange Cassidy. A lot to talk about Orange Cassidy being the next big thing. And there's also some more so people out there that do not get why Orange Cassidy is so popular. And I'm going to explain why. Next week, I'll explain why. So don't miss that. So with that being said, thank you so much, guys, for everything, all the support and the love. Continue to share, like, subscribe, hit us up, let us know you're out there. Hit the hashtag IRWP. Don't worry, I still collect those and let you guys interact with you guys there. A lot of hate and stuff going on in the world. As Ben Goosen used to say, meet a wrestling fan, say hi to a wrestling fan. Love one another, respect one another, but most of all, keep it real. Peace.